Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and only people over the age of 14, welcome to a room that hasn't changed since my last isolation shot. Yeah, it's been a hectic couple weeks. Let me explain, but first, let's start a fire. Which I wish I knew where my... there it is. So let's get this going. Anyways, happy Memorial Day weekend for people in America. Hopefully you're spending it safe and socially distancing, etc. Yeah, dangerous to start a fire next to all this flammable stuff, but when will we learn? So let's see here. There's some charcoal and some of the stuff behind me in there. Again, not the best idea, but when has that ever stopped me? All right, here we go. All right, here we go. And there we go. Whew. It's already hot. Actually, before you warm up too much. There we go. So, let that burn down a little bit while I tell you a story. Say hello first. There you go. Hello. By the way, the Corona cats, still nameless, are still here somehow. There they are. I left for a couple weeks. Well, I left for a week, came back, left for another 4 days, and they're still here somehow. So I'm surprised they haven't left. So back to what has been happening. So I have done what I don't want to do, and I've been on the road, traveling, as it were. So what was it? So 2 weeks ago, I left for Texas. Texas has been open a bit longer than the rest of the states, quote unquote open. So a couple OBLs, doctor offices, have been working already there. There's a company we work with that has a new device and they want to show it. These other doctors using the new device for the first time in the United States, etc. So we went to these OBLs and it was weird to travel, to see the differences from place to place. By the way, you'll see why I have this stuff in my hand in a little bit. But anyways, it was different to see, interesting to see the differences. Like one hotel in El Paso, not a bit of difference from if it was non-pandemic mode. In San Antonio, I had to fill out a survey. Had you been a fever? Have you been near someone that has? Are you a medical professional? You know, I had to fill this whole thing. So, and the gas stations too, some were very strict, some weren't. There were also a lot of variants on hand sanitizer out there. Like this one here, I swear to you, smells like, whiskey. This is just whiskey in gel form somehow. I want to see if this would catch on fire. Also, there's this one, which, again, it just varies. But it's nice to see hand sanitizer back on sale. So, anyways, so that was, and so I went to Austin, well, El Paso, Austin, Houston, San Antonio, back to Phoenix through El Paso also. So that was, again, a week worth of traveling. Then I just got back on Saturday from Detroit. I've flown. Now that also is weird because, again, the airport completely almost empty, except for like a few of us flying. Also, they didn't sell the middle seats. So it was actually very spacious, very nice, except, again, you have to wear a mask and we're in the middle of a fucking pandemic. So if it wasn't for the life threatening events, it would have been a pleasant flight. So also what they do now, at least Delta, they give you this little baggie here at the start and that's it. They don't really do much else because, again, they don't want much interaction. What's interesting in here, other than the basics, is there is a single use, let me see if I can find it here, single use hand sanitizer. Where is it? There it is. And kind of basically what they give you. Now, on the second return flight, they are also handing out disinfecting wipes, which, by the way, something I travel with now. So that was the difference. In the Texas trip, I just essentially had another bottle of the big guy here of sanitizer, and I would just squirt it on the desk and other surfaces and then just wipe it down. So I was using hand sanitizer to disinfect. On the Detroit one, I actually brought some proper hand sanitizer, hand disinfecting wipes that I had here. So that was it. So today, it's a bit late now, but I was going to get myself tested because, again, I've been through essentially 4 states in the last 2 weeks. I think, and I waited a couple days after Detroit, and I thought was enough time, that should be tested. So as soon as I find a place here that can do some testing, I'll go do that. Because again, I've been through a bunch of states and want to find out before I go out through more states, because we're going back to Texas again. So that's why I haven't been posting many videos or recording or doing live streamings, because of that. I got back on Saturday and I've been doing these guys, which you've been kind of seeing. Now note, well, I'll get to that later, but yeah, these are planter boxes I'm making for a friend of mine, the same one I made the table for. She just randomly asked if I had some scrap wood and elevated plant, and sure. So I made this one, showed it to her through text, and she's like, oh, actually my sister asked if she could pay for one. Sure. So I just made a second, because again, literally about 2 hours of work to build this. So 2 or 3. It took about 4, but that's because I was figuring it out. So what I've done, again, you see, is little elevated planter boxes, so herb gardens as it were, and I put it on wheels so you can move back and forth. So essentially, at the start of this isolation in April, I started that. Haven't finished it yet, but in the meantime, I made a cornhole game, exercise box, and 2 planter boxes in the meanwhile, and a cheap cat toy. So yeah, anyway, so the stuff on my hand here is this Flex Seal. I sprayed it here to seal the bottom. So there's the drainage, or depending on how I do it, that can be intake, that can be outtake. So tomorrow I'll sand that, and then I'll start to varnish and stain all this stuff. So that's what I've been doing. So that's been a quick update. So I'm kind of hot, sweaty, and a bit disoriented, but I wanted to do some barbecue. I have some tri-tip I'm going to cook on the fire here. If the fire hasn't gone out already. It has. Do I at least have burning embers? Not bad. That's a decent cooking heat. I could probably stoke it a little bit, keep it going, but so anyways, that's been a long couple days. Hi. Yeah, you're there. I don't know where the other one went, but yeah, I think I'm starting to think he's more of a stray than the other one is. But yeah, they don't eat as much, but oh no, he's right there. I see you two hiding. So anyways, the cats with no names, because they are strays. They can come and go as they please rather. So anyways, I better get back to cooking. I just want to do a quick one, and this is about the 3rd. I recorded one after Dallas. I recorded one a couple days ago, and both times this died on me before I finished the video, and I just felt like, oh, I'll do another one. So this one, hopefully, if it doesn't corrupt at some point, will be the one I upload. So anyway, so I should be home for a week, depending on how things go, and then I'll be back on the road again, wearing masks, wearing gloves. Man, again, there's a lot of interesting things that happened along the way, just minor stories here and there I might tell at some point, but I have a bunch of game codes that came my way, a handful rather, not a bunch, so hopefully I'll be playing those soon. Feels like the battery's about to burn out on me, so I'm going to end the video here. Any suggestions on what you want to see me play, feel free to suggest down below. I am recording my building of those planter boxes, so hopefully that'll be a video at some point. Yeah, otherwise, yeah, just hi. Hopefully things are going okay. Hopefully you're staying safe, and hopefully you're not freaking out. Some of the stuff I'm seeing this Memorial Day weekend, people in mass crowds of water, and oh boy, it makes me worry about the second wave coming early, but we'll see. Hopefully everything's fine. Hopefully. We can only hope. Like I said, we do the best we can. We can't force others to do what we think is good. I guess I always weird sense. Again, we'll get through this together by staying slightly apart from each other, because hopefully this is the down period where we can see each other and build up a reservoir of stuff we need for when the second wave comes. I don't know. I'm no expert. I'm just a guy with a fire that burnt out and some food I need to be cooking. So, whew. Otherwise, yeah, let me know how you're doing down below, and hopefully everything's fine. Otherwise, suggestions, stuff like that, and hopefully I'll be able to play them here shortly. Otherwise, hopefully I'll see you next time. So stay safe, stay sane, and see you next time.